In this demo, you will see how Wireshark can be utilized to capture usernames and passwords in plain text real time from an unsuspecting user on a machine that is connected to the same Wi-Fi network we are. First step, go to wireshark.org, click the little hamburger, then go down to Get Acquainted, then click Download, then pick your poison. Make sure the operating system and architecture of the machine you're running match whatever file you download here, and then once it's downloaded, you can install and/or run Wireshark.
This video has been shared for educational purposes, specifically to highlight the risks and consequences of using insecure network protocols, with the help of Wireshark. Wireshark is a tool for network analysis and troubleshooting. However, like many other softwares that were designed for legitimate reasons, it can be used for malicious purposes as well. Be aware, if you have an idea, for example, to go to Starbucks and packet sniff with Wireshark, or another similar tool, while connected to the free Wi-Fi network, and you do not have authorization to do so, most jurisdictions would consider this illegal. For instance, if you are capturing packets that include electronic communications of others without their consent, this could violate state and federal wiretap laws. Running a packet capture on a network without proper authorization could also be interpreted as unauthorized access to a protected computer system, which is a violation of the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act. So the best course of action, do not run Wireshark on any network you do not have expressed permission to do so on.
One last point to emphasize, specific conditions have been set that have allowed us to capture unencrypted data with Wireshark, conditions that would not be present in a real-world malicious packet capture. These conditions are as follows. 1. The unsuspecting user. In a real-world scenario where a user is attempting to log in and the network they are connected to is being packet captured, the individual would not be aware of the data theft that was taking place. For our scenario here, I will be taking up the role of the unsuspecting user. Clearly, this is just a role I have undertaken, as I am not unsuspecting, and I will be using the same machine that I am packet capturing with to input the user credentials and submit them to the web server. Point being, this condition set forth for this demonstration would not affect the outcome either way. The end result from me playing the unsuspecting user is no different than the end result would be if this were an actual attack from a bad actor in the wild. 2. Network authorization. When a hacker is packet capturing on a network, permissions or authorizations become a non-issue. As far as this demonstration, in the spirit of legality, since I'm running Wireshark on my own personal Wi-Fi network, I only needed to seek permission from myself and from my internet service provider if I really wanted to cover myself as far as full authorization, to which they accommodated by authorizing my use of Wireshark on the network. This condition has been set forth primarily to maintain the bounds of legality around this demonstration and to also advocate any viewers maintain similar ethical and legal boundaries when using tools like Wireshark. The security configuration of my home Wi-Fi includes methods of network segmentation and client isolation that would prevent illicit packet capturing of one device from another. However, for this demonstration, I created a guest network with the absence of these security features in order to best recreate the environment of an insecure public Wi-Fi, which in many cases are not configured with the proper security protocols to prevent packet capturing across devices. 3. HTTP not secure login page. This condition is meant to be the focal point of the demonstration. The primary difference between HTTP and HTTPS is with HTTP, the data transmitted between your device and the website is not encrypted. This means that any information you provide, such as login credentials, personal details, or credit card information, could be intercepted by anyone listening. Because the login page used in the demonstration is HTTP and not HTTPS, when the user credentials are transmitted to the web server through a POST request, Wireshark will be able to capture and analyze them as human-readable plaintext. For demonstration purposes, I searched the web for a login page that was using the HTTP standard not secure protocol and was able to find one. This is the HTTP not secure login page that we're going to be using. We can even see the browser pointing out the fact that it's an insecure page at the URL bar. This web page is in HTML form. It has two fields, one for username, one for a password. We're going to input our information into both, and we're going to press login, and that is going to submit a POST request to the web server to authorize the credentials. This is when Wireshark will capture the packets, and since this is an HTTP page and not HTTPS, the information being submitted to the web server will not be encrypted. We will be able to read this and see it in plain text. So let's get over to Wireshark and set things up in there, and then we can come back here and submit our credentials to the web server to be captured. This is Wireshark's front end. You'll likely see multiple interfaces when you first open it up. Just be mindful, this is a demonstration that you might be able to learn something from. It's more of a show and tell, though, definitely not a tutorial. Staying on track, we're only concerned with the Wi-Fi interface right now. That's the interface our unsuspecting user is about to input his fake login credentials on and transmit to the web server. So we're going to go ahead and double-click that. When you double-click the interface, Wireshark is going to immediately start capturing packets on the network. So we can minimize Wireshark. It'll do its thing in the background. We can head back to the web browser where our unsuspecting user, me, is going to input fake login credentials, which we can really input anything here. So I'm going to put I am being hacked, and the password will be you should use HTTPS. And then once we click login, they're going to be transmitted to the web server. And we're going to go ahead and just close the browser. And we're going to go back to Wireshark. Now there's a filter box at the top of Wireshark. We're going to type HTTP in there, so it'll limit all these requests we're seeing to just the HTTP protocol, which there's still kind of a long list here. So we're going to actually just put the exact request in, which is http.request.method, 2 equal signs, and then post in quotes. So that will limit it to the one request we need, which is right there. Now we're going to go down to the packet info here, which is going to be down towards the bottom. There should be something HTML form right there. We're going to expand that, and then boom, username, password.